2. We are live.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
And David's not ready for the new year, apparently. David, there you go.
David's on the road again.
Hey, David's on the road again. Happy 2024, everybody.
Oh,
is it a new year now? We're not recording this for 2023 then, like we did last time.
Oh, God.
This is recorded for 2027.
Yes, we're going to do this is for 2027. We're going to record well in the future.
Yeah.
Let me just say this before we start. These people are not a sponsor, but I was sent this, and I have to show it to everybody because I got it late last night, so I didn't have time to really do a lot with it. But this is from the Scotch Whiskey Malt Society. And you can see most of this on our TikTok, at Too Old Farts TikTok. In this box, there is 2 glasses, a little pitcher, and 3 bottles of Scotch or whiskey that you can sample and taste, a little tasting book. It's very cool. Next week, we'll actually open the box and we'll actually taste it and play with it. And then I also got this bottle of Scotch from them. So what they do apparently is they buy casks, and then they buy 1 cask, and then they sell it to their members. So I'm going to try all this next week on the show, on No Snobs or Knobs, with a cigar, because that's what our show really is about. And we'll see how it is. And hopefully the whiskey they sent and the Scotch they sent is good. And if it's not, then they'll see it live on the air. But yeah, so I thought that was a very cool little thing. So I just wanted to say thank you and shout out to them. And we'll see. You never know. And next week I'll be totally trashed on the show. So I'm looking forward to that on a Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. So it'll be very fun in New York. And there you have it.
Well, I'm glad you got something. I'm glad you got something free. That's all I can say.
Well, you got VD. I mean, it's like luggage; it never goes away. So
yeah. But that's my initials backwards, so I always have them.
Dave. Dave.
Oh.
Cold.
Oh my God.
What's the matter, man? Are you having a stroke? Is that what you're trying to do?
He's stroking it. Yes. So, gentlemen, it's 2024. Everybody had a wonderful New Year's. I'm assuming because you're all here and alive. Well, except for David, but everyone's here and alive. So here's the thing. We have so much to talk about, but this morning there was an article in the FT, and I love the FT, and they said, is democracy dead in 2024? And the poster boy for that was, of course, our favorite orange orangutan, Donald Trump. So do we have and globally with what's going on in Russia and what's going on with North Korea everywhere. So do we, and China's saying that they're, Zhao said the other day in his New Year's address, by the way, Taiwan, don't think we forgot about you. You will be part of China again. So do we think 2024 is the year that we just implode as a civilization or a planet, or what do we think? Or we can discuss something else if that's too deep for a Saturday morning conversation.
Not too deep. Not too deep. If I may stop, I think you're absolutely right. But it didn't. This discussion is so 2023.
Okay.
I got it.
Well, let's go on to something that's 2024 then.
Yeah. What I was supposed to say is that, of course, we don't have a democracy, but some of the countries has kind of a democracy, and some has tiny little one, and some has none.
Right.
I don't think it's that easy to say that all of the world has no democracy or vice versa,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think. Do we think the world isn't democratic? I think it is. I think we're seeing it's actually incredibly democratic. It's being taken over by stupid people. That's what's going on. Generally speaking, jokes aside, the human race is quite stupid. There's only about 20% of people that know what's going on.
Right.
And I'd say that half jokingly. Genuinely, most people are not really that clued up. They don't seem to read that much. They are one issue people. One thing takes down their whole case. So they'll be supporting someone, and all you have to do is drop a nugget of information. This guy is pro-abortion. Goodbye. So people are not able to, generally, present company excluded, and all the people watching, of course, you're very smart. We're talking about the other people. The other people. The ones that don't watch proper programs like this, the ones that don't read. And that's most people, unfortunately. They've got an attention span of an amoeba, and they just want simple stuff now, and they don't see past tomorrow. And quite frankly, and they get to vote. So yes, democracy is great. We're just seeing the example, the expression of global stupidity. Correct. There it is. That's
No, I agree with that.
Well,
I agree. And the problem is,
but
wait, if
are
I
they
may, David.
stupid?
Yeah.
Are they stupid, or
Yes,
are
they are. They are very stupid. Yes, they
or
are.
are they, you know, just apathetic? I mean, that's
No, they're stupid. No, they're just stupid
They're-
because
the
if you look at what's going on with
Dave,
the Congress,
the effect of their ignorance coupled with their lack of research is an exhibition of stupidity. Can I put it that way? That's what's going on.
and it basically goes back to people don't read, people don't stay informed, and if you look at our Congress and our Senate, where they don't even talk to each other, the Democrats and Republican, that is as stupid as you can be. That's a book that it's all blurred, Roll. We can't see what the book is.
Doesn't matter. It's a book.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have one. Look, I have one too.
Don't,
But maybe you
don't
can read
scare
it.
people.
Mine's The History of Numbers. It's a fascinating book. Anyway, yours is
blurry.
something. Oh,
There we
false
go.
memories.
Oh,
Oh,
False
sure.
memories.
So basically history.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a book about history.
Yes, it is.
So there you go. But I think that's the problem, is that people don't read a book. They don't read the paper. They don't read, if you will, The Economist, which is a magazine. They don't read anything. They go onto TikTok and Instagram, and they get their news in 30 seconds, and they don't delve into what it really is. And so to Morton's point and your point, yes, society in general is stupid. And I think 20%, because that would be, what is that? That'd be 1.6 billion people. I want to say maybe 10% of the 8 billion has a clue.
I don't think the rest really. I don't think the rest really care. I think the rest are just literally trying to survive. You know, and you know, and yeah. Well, I've always said that. You know, like 80%. It's like when you have a conversation with someone. You know, 80% of what you say to them they don't hear, and the other 20% are still waiting whether or not it's of any interest they want to hear it in the first place. So, you know, but there is a huge group of people. I mean, I had the misfortune, or the fortune, depending on how you look at it, to spend about 3 hours on the metro before travelling up to The Hague and then back again to get my visa sorted out on the metro. And it's a real eye-opener. I hadn't been on public transport for, you know, since before COVID. And yeah, the only thing that people are interested in is that piece of plastic that they've got in front of their noses. That's the only thing they're interested in. The phone.
Yeah.
And they're just stuck in their bubbles, and the only thing that interests them really is, oh, do I get off here, or you know, what time's my train's coming, and for the rest, yeah, they just seem to accept it for what it is. Oh, I can't change it. The amount of people I spoke to over the Christmas period, I mean, I can't vote here, as I've discussed before, but they say, well, you know, what's the point in voting if we have another hung parliament here? What's the point in voting? So there's
That's everywhere. It's
everywhere. Because even here,
everybody says that.
So where does that,
gentlemen,
where does that come from then? Ignorance?
Apathy.
Or apathy?
Apathy.
Yeah. But the question, Dave, may I say, I think the question you want to ask is, why are people like this? Why do they not care? Are they scared? What is it? Are they all? It's somebody once said, and you've obviously heard this. We in the world right now, we've never been so connected yet so far apart. We numb to everything. We see people dying in all parts of the world, and it's a blur. We're not involved. These are people dying. These are families disappearing. These are grandparents, children gone, and we just go, oh, I mean, what else are we supposed to do? We see these things coming up all the time, and then in amongst all that, you've got all these biases coming through, these opinion pieces, and there's so many layers of information, and then the line between reality and BS becomes blurred. So people just go, don't care, don't want to know. It doesn't affect me. I can't possibly disseminate all this rubbish. Some of it might be good, but I don't have the expertise, the background, so I just go.
But is that okay then? Or is that okay
No, it's
to
not.
say?
What do you do?
It doesn't
What do you do?
affect me. It doesn't affect me, so therefore I shouldn't get busy about it. I mean, I think on one of the earlier shows of Morton and I had, where the two of us were on, I was listening to a journalist, and he'd taken himself off social media for 6 weeks.
Right.
And because he'd realised that doesn't make any difference what I see or do, I can't change it. But it screwed him up so much, because he was like, I get busy about this, I've got to get busy about that, and everything else.
Right.
So he took himself out of it, because he said, well, I can't change it, so why should I take that information on board? And I think many people feel that it's all too much. There's wars going on everywhere. It's all too much, but it doesn't really affect me. But it hurts me, makes me uneasy, puts that proverbial stone in your shoe, and so then I think people just avoid it and go onto TikTok and look at cats and
Yes, Mort. What do Mort wants to say?
Yeah. Because yesterday I heard on the radio. Radio. I love radio sometimes, because on the radio you're listening more than all the things you're doing on telly. But on the radio, there was a comment from a professor, and he said it's one thing, and he discussed. He had a monologue with himself regarding this theme, and he talked with himself and agreed with himself that it's egoism. All the way from here to wherever. It's me, myself, my friends, and it's so much monkey business with, it. As long as I'm okay, I don't give a fuck about others at all. Right. And he also mentioned the fact that in the old times, the word idiot means a person who don't care about politics.
Oh, our Congress and our Senate and everyone running for president over here. Okay, they're all idiots. Okay, got it. Good. I'm glad I know what the meaning is now.
The old meaning is doesn't care about politics. Okay. So, and he also said, we've been there before, around some couple of thousand years ago. He found out that the people became so apathic, because then there was so much killing and blah, blah, blah. But now it's the whole world. It's the earth is apathic.
But is that because we're connected with technology? And what happens is that people not only become idiots and they have empathy and they're just sort of just fed up. And if you think about it, the military industrial complex and our political leaders and everybody else, they want to keep us, they want to keep you scared. They want to have wars, right? Because that's how you can control the people. There was, Roll will be back. He's having technical difficulties. There was an article the other day, and the guy from an agency that doesn't exist basically said, if we came out tomorrow and told you that there was a soul, or if we came out and told you that the UFOs were real, the whole world changes, right? Because now governments don't have anything over you anymore. So it behooves a government to keep everything not there, right? It behooves them to say, no, this doesn't exist, or don't worry about it, because they have to keep you in this state of, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And I think that's part of it. And that's a big reason.
And some people are scared when they are not scared, right. Kind of, because if they are so used to this social security kind of thing, that Uncle Peter, who's in the parliament, will come and save us in
Right.
the end. So they are so loyal to the system that they don't want to hear about the real things going on.
Right. Well, I think that's just people in general. I think people are ostriches. They want to put their head in the sand, and they don't want to, all they need to worry about is their little 2-block area, and then they're very happy. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the election. As people around the world may or may not know, Trump has been banned in Colorado and in Maine to be on the ballot. So that'll be interesting. He's appealing to Maine.
I thought he was still on the ballot.
Not in Maine and Colorado. Their courts have taken him off. He's appealing Maine, and I think other states may follow. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
But I understood that legally he could stay on the ballot until the appeal was.
That's not. But I could be wrong. But as of right now, he's off Maine and Colorado. If somebody else knows something, or put it. So it'll be interesting to see. So enough about America, because you're kind of up to here with that. So we've got South Africa cricket team, which we know Raul is a big follower of. So we've got wars around the world. Yeah, and I'm being facetious. So what else you want to talk about today, gentlemen? It's the 2024, the first show of No Snobs or Knobs for 2024. Yes, Raul.
Okay, so I think my connection might not be great, so I hope you can hear me and see me. I mean, obviously, you could ramble on about the whole U.S. thing, you and I. But
do you want to tell everybody how you pronounce Shireen Fairman's real name, or whatever her name is?
Who?
The girl.
Well, in America, she's called. They call her Charlize Theron.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like underwear, doesn't it?
Well, that's what they call it instead. But in her real name, because she's Afrikaans, she's not English or American. She's Afrikaans. Her real name, the way you say it, like Morton pointed out, the way you say my name, different story. Her name is pronounced like this. It's Charlize Theron.
Charlize
There you go.
Whoa!
You're welcome.
You think?
But I always
can't wait to meet her.
Why did they? What she should have done. I understand there's some words people can't get their tongues around. I get all that, but the thing that always fascinated me was there was a movie with Jeff Bridges way back in the day called Tron, which for an American audience would be Tron.
Right.
And that's fine. That's much closer. That's fine. She should have just said to them, "You pronounce my name Charlize Tron." Perfect. That's great. This other name is it. I mean, they could have easily said that. I mean, they can say Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I mean, hello. Just educate people. I'm not sure why she did that, but anyway, whatever. It's
probably her management company that went out.
Wait, now is Elon Musk pronounced Elon Musk, or is it just pronounced moron in South Africa?
No, it's pronounced. Can I tell you what I call him on my show?
Please.
Because I parody him all the time because he is comedy gold, that man. I hope he stays around for a long time because he's obviously from here. He's there, causing all kinds of grief there. Good luck, you can keep him. I call him Elongated Rusk.
I love it.
And let me explain, hang on, but let me give you some context because you don't know the whole story. The reason why he's elongated, because it's elongated, because he's quite tall, so he's elongated. He's elongated. Yeah. And the reason why he's Rusk, that's a very South African thing. Rusk, it's a dried bread thing. Not going to get onto it. Google it if you want. R-U-S-K. Rusk. So he's elongated Rusk. Oh, and I just might add, I saw some people trying out some South African food on YouTube, and they were enjoying it, by the way. They were great. Right. And they came across a rusk, and they just started eating this thing. If you want to eat a rusk, you get a mug of coffee. You take the rusk, you put it in. You put it in until it's almost about to fall off in your hand, and then you pop it in. You don't eat the rusk dry. Anyway,
okay. As he goes off. So what else did you? I know you wanted to talk about possibly God.
Well, we have that same thing here in Holland. They call it a biscout. but it's basically the same as the rusk.
Yes, put it in your coffee, then you eat it.
Yeah, yeah.
We have
It's
Stella
interesting.
Dora. It's the same
You're
thing.
interesting that you want to call him elongating rusk, because I'm sure dickhead would be a lot easier. But maybe you're not allowed to say that on the radio. I don't. But you know.
Fair enough. No,
We can say it here.
Sure.
We can say it.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
He's a dickhead. No, he's a dickhead. Have
Yeah.
you listened to him? You know, and on
Well,
Lost Dollar Business Club.
We keep inviting him on shows, Stephen, and he won't.
Yeah, we do
come,
invite him on.
so-
We invited him on the Lost Dollar Business Club,
Look,
and he made the statement. And one of the hosts over there said, "Look, he doesn't believe in AI." And went, "Bullshit! In 3 weeks to a month, he's going to have his own AI. In 3 weeks to the minute, he comes out with his own AI." It's like this guy is.
Can I just say something about it? It's a shame that he is the way he is, because I think he's got a lot of talent. I think he's got some great ideas.
Okay,
And if he could just speak less,
that would be good.
and he shouldn't have bought Twitter or whatever the hell it's called now. And I think he would be okay, because I think some of his is he a terrible human being? I don't know.
Yes.
I just think he's very okay. But I just think he's just very sad. He just seems very sad to me. He's
Sad
got
and lonely.
$300 billion. Man, if I had that much money, you wouldn't see me. I'd be gone. I wouldn't be interacting with people. I would be, I don't know, Mars, gone.
But would you be sad?
Why does he care what people think so much?
Because it's
Okay.
called ego. It's the same reason most billionaires want to get more zeros and more commas, because it's an ego thing. And literally, his boring Tesla plant is 20 miles from here. So Elon is apparently in Austin quite a bit. Hey, Elon, feel free to come and do the show. I don't think he would want to come on Lost Dollar Club, because John and Michael would tear him apart, and so would I. I think this show, because you're from South Africa, we would tear him apart. But he does, to your point, if he would be quiet and stop making stupid statements and had statements that actually and did things, like the Cybertruck came out, and somebody I know, one of the auto journalists that we know, said, "Did you see it?" And we're like, "Well, I haven't seen it in person." He goes, "I have." He goes, "The hinges are off. It's like, take some pride." What he's counting on right now is that I'm Elon Musk and look what I'm doing. And people are like, "Oh, they're the Elon fan." Lucid Motors is about to, and one of the other one, BYD, I have China, are about to.
BYD is.
Thank you. BYD is about to surpass Tesla in electric cars being sold. And no one's talking about that, because God forbid we insult Elon Musk, but they make a better product. Lucid makes a better product. Their cars go further, and they are put together like a car. So it's great that Elon has all these millennials thinking that he's the Iron Man, which he's not, because he got lucky on a few things. But if he would, as unfortunately as we told people that when we do Dog and Pony shows, shut the fuck up, and actually just did things, and when it was done perfectly, go, here's what we've done 6 months after, instead of saying, look what we're going to do in 6 months, and then it doesn't happen, and people still like him. You know, like the things he says about his companies and whatever. Back in the day, you would go to jail for insider trading. You'd be investigating. Like, he's nothing. So I think it was Morton's point or someone's point on one of the other shows we have, said that, you know, when you get so much money, the governments and the people just say, oh, no. We're talking about his satellite link. Like, the governments are afraid of him because he can turn it down. Well, then don't let him put satellites in the air. I mean, if you're afraid of someone can be able to control satellite links and this link, then why do you let them do it? Take away their license. You know what I mean? We just don't think as a society, going back to the very beginning.
Steve, I think it's to a lot. Sorry, I just want to say it's to a larger point. Earlier on, we were talking about all these silly people in the world. I'm going to call them silly. Maybe stupid is a bad word. Just maybe ignorance, maybe looking for some meaning. And then you throw into the mix a guy like Elon Musk, who has, he's made $300 billion. Yep. But that's all he's done. He isn't the thing magical about him. He isn't particularly wise about many things, but people ascribe so many values to him subconsciously or intentionally because he's got all that money. They think he must be great. He must know the stuff. No, he doesn't. And he doesn't have to. He's done well there and there, But all this stuff he knows nothing about. He doesn't know about it. But he thinks he does now. He started to believe his crap. I mean, there he was in Israel with a freaking flak jacket talking to Benjamin Netanyahu, and I thought, what the hell is he doing there?
That's because he got called. He got called out for saying something
but why is he
anti-Semitic on
there?
X.
Why do we? I mean,
simply because of that. Yeah.
No, but it's just weird that he's there. I mean, it just seems why.
Well, maybe a lot of the equity that's in X that he borrowed comes from Israeli banks and Israeli investors.
They're showing him around.
No,
like he's the
it doesn't. It comes from New York
bank.
banks. It comes from New York banks and venture capital groups. There's a whole article in the FT about 2 months ago. I think his note is 8 or 9 billion this year, that's coming due, and he has to pay it. And they're all a little worried that he's not going to pay it, and they're all like, "Oh, this is great. We're going to be out 8 or 9 billion." I know he pledged whatever stock, but I think he pledged, I want to say 40 billion, but if he's really worth 300 billion, what's the big deal? So then if he doesn't pay, they take his stock, he's worth 260 billion. And I think what also people forget is PayPal, he was part of that with 3 other people. And then when he came out and did all the other stuff with Tesla, he didn't start it. He bought Tesla for somebody who came up with it that needed this idea. And remember, for the first few years, they couldn't produce anything. The fact that they're producing cars, okay, and they're running over people allegedly because they're not really self-driving. His rocket ship program, his SpaceX thing, he's come up with great technology for landing, but all that technology, like his Boring company, were all patents from the 1800s, the 1900s, the early 1960s. None of this is his. The FT did an article a few years ago when he talked about he's going to bore from San Francisco to LA underground and about all this cool technology. And then that was like the first part of the article. The next part of the article is like the technology he's going to use is this patent from 1865, and it shows the technology. So he's not reinventing anything. What he's doing is, and to his point, clever. He's having, for lack of a better term, patent trolls go through all the patents for technology that are 100 or 200 years old that people have forgotten about. He brings them out and goes, look how smart we are. And if he would just say, listen, this is what we're doing to make society better because they didn't have the technology back then, I would respect him more. My problem is he takes credit for everything, but I'm like, but you've done nothing. Granted, you have a rocket ship technology, but it was there. Like, it's somebody else's patent. It's not, you didn't sit there and go one night, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do.
I have a job for him. I have a job for him because you remember the merch I got from you guys,
Yeah.
I had an enormous quarrel with the Norwegian custom, and he can take over the Norwegian custom offices because I had to pay more than what the shirt cost.
Really?
To receive it, and it was impossible for me to not receive it.
Why would you have to pay for a gift?
I have to pay for a gift because it's a gift from a company.
Well, next time I'll have it sent to me and I'll send it to you for free. Then that's crazy.
There we go.
That's crazy. Freaking Norway.
Yeah, but it's crazy Norwegian though, and they just turn around and people don't care. People don't follow. Now it's against the law to do that now. Okay. Well, people don't care. But maybe he could take over the Norwegian custom.
I would just like him to be quiet. Like, I know he spoke to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, right? I watched that hour interview because Brown Car Guy goes, you got to watch this because we talked about it on his show. And I was like, but he's not saying anything that's no one else is saying. I mean, like, he's not pontificating on something where I'm like, ooh, like, this is awesome. So I just have a problem with that in general, and I think the problem is that our society has become such if you're a TikTok celebrity or you're a YouTube celebrity or you're the Kardashians or you're a billionaire, everybody's like, oh my God, you're so wonderful. There's wonderful people out there as well. There's like teachers, there's police officers, there's firemen.
Yeah.
We're not telling them how wonderful they are. You know what I mean? Like, those are the people.
And there's me. I'm wonderful. I'm
Well, that
wonderful.
is true.
I'm going to change the dynamic now because this is something really important. Okay, so here we
This
go.
is important. Okay.
This is really important. Yeah, this is like the hot subject at the moment. Here we go.
UK dart. Oh,
Um,
is this the? Oh, okay.
No, he's not.
Ah.
No, he's not.
What? He's not
Dave?
a UK dart sensation.
He's not 16. Bollocks. I saw him. Never. Some darts
Well,
fans are doubting his real age. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy's not
No
16.
way.
Give me a break.
No. No ways. No ways. No
No.
ways.
No,
No.
he's not 16.
There you go. Question answered.
Yeah, we're done.
But
Easy.
wait for it,
That-
guys. But wait for it. Wait for it. Wait
But
for
wait
it.
for it.
Wait for it.
What, he's got a birth certificate? Bollocks.
Luke has a
Okay.
20-year-old
No.
girlfriend. What the hell?
So
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just thinking.
hey,
I'm
hello.
thinking to myself. Then, is heat jail bait for her, or is she a cradle snatcher? That's what I want to know.
No idea. But she doesn't look like she's into it.
Well,
They have
first
plenty
of all,
toys in the
First of all,
background.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be rude or anything.
He's about to
but
win. He's about. Well, he
He's
may
doing
well have already have. He may already have won this by the time the show comes out. So he's
Yeah,
either
well-
he's either got £200,000 for coming second, or £500,000 for coming first, because the final
Right.
is before
Wait a
the
minute.
show
May I just
comes
say
out.
something? Even if either of them wear stilettos on the beach, they're going to strike oil. Let me just say that. Okay. First of all, neither of them are 16. No. This guy, if this guy jumps up and down, that's why I think Japan had the earthquake this week. Okay, I'm just saying. He got excited. He jumped up and down, 7.5 on the Richter scale, and he's probably jumping up and down with his girlfriend. So yeah, no. I'm sorry. This guy is not 16. I did bull.
Well, this is one of the debates that we've been having since the last couple of weeks since we saw this all happen.
Well, I'm glad we're doing it.
And I thought, and I kind of looked at each other and said, 16.
Yeah.
I mean, did I look like
And
that
his
when I was
girlfriend's
16?
21. Don't they have statutory rape laws in the UK, or can you just bang anybody you want over there?
No,
God
after
forsake your
16, after 16, you're okay. But
Really?
but evidently,
Well, hello, ladies.
But-
Anyway,
apparently. He's
but
nearly
evidently,
In Norway, it's 15. Just as you
well,
know.
that's because you guys have, it's like 4 women, 6 reindeer, and 7 guys. I mean, like, you gotta have, in Norway, you gotta,
For
But-
reindeers, they have to be at least 7.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
it
lot
should
for
go
reindeer.
And
Yeah,
it just-
nothing. Out of
That's-
everything we
that's-
said, that's what got weird on the show. Is that reindeer have to be
Well,
7
right.
years old to have consummated
Yeah.
relationship. So,
But
This-
the
there's no
thing
way.
about it, he has some strange thing for breakfast, but before he starts his darts practicing
Sure.
in the afternoon, he has a pizza every day. That's part of his
Well,
you
his,
think?
it's right there. I can see it right there.
so
really,
So
he has a
even-
pizza every
so-
day. There's a shocker, David. I wouldn't have guessed it. What is this guy, like 50 stones? I don't know what a stone was. Let's just say he's what, 250 kilograms? Okay, what is this guy, like 9,000 pounds?
Beat him up.
Luke, this fucking
you're,
guy.
you're,
Luke,
you're all,
what's his guy's name?
you're all Philistines. I'll put it in the feed for you to put it in later on then, because
Oh, yeah, I need that. I
he's-
definitely no. Just put his picture
you're-
up again. Let me just see it. Luke, what's his
you'll
name?
be
What's
ha-
Luke's name?
He'll be
Bigler.
you have
Bigler. Look, Bigler.
Little.
Loose
Oh my
Nicola,
god.
Loose.
Okay.
It's called Luke the Nuke Littler.
Luke
But
the
he's
Nuke.
called Littler because he's little.
What's little? His penis? Because he can't find it? But there's no, this guy's not little. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy listen, when he takes a shower, he takes his girlfriend's word that he finally cleaned his pecker. All right. And then I look at his girlfriend. I'm not fat shaming anybody. So if you want to send your cards and letters, you send them to David. Anyway, I'm just telling you, put these guys in stilettos, have them walk on the beach, you're going to strike oil. And when they wear watches on both wrists, they're telling time in 2 hemispheres. You understand what I'm trying to tell you here?
Don't
So
be
there you
so
go.
rude. Don't be so rude. You know, age means nothing. At least if you're 70 or 80. It should go the other way as well. If he wants to lie about his age, let him.
Yeah, but
But we don't
I'm okay
know
with him.
if he's lying.
I'm
about
okay
it.
if he's lying about his age. But if you're playing in a junior championship and you're saying you're 16,
No. This is the World
No.
Championships.
oh, so
Yeah,
it doesn't
well,
matter. Then who
yeah.
cares? There's no way he's 16. Seriously?
Look,
When
it's
he's
the
25, he's
TDC
going to look
World
like
Darts
David.
Championship. He's going to be. Thank you. He's going
You're
to be in the final. He's going
Really?
to beat.
Hey,
yeah.
Luke the Nuke. I know you're going to be listening to this because everybody who's anybody listens to our show. You and your whatever she is, your sugar mama, you can come on our show and you can defend why you're 16 years old, and you can do quick math, and we'll ask you what year you were born in, which will be interesting to see if you can do that. So let's do that first of all.
No.
And then your girlfriend who's 21, we have questions for her. You know, for all we know, she's 14.
He
If they're
is
lying.
only 16. Only 16.
But the nice thing, the great thing about this is that he's actually come, and this is now a profession through the UK Darts Academy. So you don't have to go to school anymore, or did you do for a little while, and you could just go into the Darts Academy and throw objects at a board all day.
Mr. Roll, what do you have to say about this?
Rod,
I'm doing this because I have this crappy connection. I don't even know if you can hear me.
No,
what
we
I will
can't.
say
No.
What I will say is he is good. I'm not really a darts fan. The point is he is actually very good. So
Yeah, he
whether
is
he's 26 or
exceptionally good.
16, I just want to add 2 words about this whole thing, Darts 16 World Championship. Who
cares? He's like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well,
Who cares?
And that's even
I-
a sport? Yes, of course it's a sport. I don't care. I mean,
That's even that, once again, that's
I
not
was-
a sport. So
I was,
we're not going to go
I
down
was
that
cons-
path.
I was concerned about who would care about it, and we saw this last week. We had a discussion.
Dave, I got something. I watched something the other day, and they were talking about golf. This applies to golf, but it definitely not sure, but it definitely applies to darts. It's you watch this TV series called Bosch.
I've seen it once.
Bosch? Right.
Once.
Anyway, somewhere in one of those episodes, he turns to the guy and he says, "Any sport where you can smoke and drink while you play it, it's not a sport."
Yeah, but
That's why I play
evidently
golf. That's why I
evidently
play
he's
golf,
what-
because I can smoke and drink.
There you go.
he's one of the top athletes. That's why they have the dance
Athlete.
academies.
Wow.
So you don't have to go
Easy with
into a
that word.
pub. This is what I was a lady on the really important. She was a professor of sport, and she said the great thing about dance is you don't have to go into a pub or to a smoky room anymore to do it. You can you go to the Darts Academy. He's an inspiration to young people.
I'm sorry,
And-
what? He's a guy who eats pizza every day, and pretty soon he's not going to be able to fit into whatever cars you have over in the UK because he won't be able to be a steering wheel. They're going to put him on a wheelbarrow and have to wheel him somewhere. Lose some
He
weight.
has,
Yeah.
he has the wheel on
But-
the wrong side.
But if
That's
you were a betting person, apart from the fact whether
Yeah.
or not he would be world champion or not, the other
Yeah.
I think one of the other bets that are currently running is which pizza organisation is going to offer him a sponsorship after this competition.
Wednesday.
Oh, sure.
Wednesday.
That's but the thing is, though, seriously,
It's
it's not a good role model. So wait a minute. So here's this. I can see the commercial now. Fatso comes in, or whatever his name is, Nuke the Fat.
Luke,
He comes in like Jimmy the Greek, and he says, "Kids, I live a healthy lifestyle," and he's eating a slice of pizza. And as he's eating pizza, his belt buckle just explodes even more because he's eating a slice of pizza a day. And what exercise are you doing? This is not exercise. That is masturbation. And then, so what? You're going to drink water or a soda? Once again, you are not. Stop. Seriously.
Stephen.
I mean,
Stephen, please. I feel slightly offended because I brought this to your attention today.
thank you.
Because shut
Not
up.
sure
I
why.
brought this to your attention today because it's all over the media. The BBC is full
Okay.
of it. The newspapers are full of it. It's the most important thing happening since Storm Hank, and Storm Hank passed yesterday. So there you
Okay.
go.
Well,
Well,
okay.
you know, in the beginning of the show when we were talking about the 8 billion people and how many people were just stupid and how many people had a clue.
Oh, it's
Based on this
8 million
now,
and-
1%
8 million and one.
of the 8 billion are the smart, and the others dumber than a box of rocks. I'm sorry.
But there's a lot of sports that are really not sports.
Curling.
Curling is one thing, but chess.
Get in there. So,
Yeah.
Chess
Just,
is not a sport. Come on.
Well,
well, you know,
it's
I've never
if you
seen
put-
someone have a cigar or a scotch playing chess, except when I play personally. Yes, but if they had that you could have a cigar and a scotch, I would become a professional chess player, or even Go. I like playing Go. I would do the same thing with those because those are real sports to me. Yeah, bat and golf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentlemen?
Which as we all know is a really good way to ruin a good walk. But there you go.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
as always, it is a pleasure to see all of you, and to our
No, it
audience. I know, but I have to say that it's in the script. It was happy to see all of you. Next week, we will try the scotch from the Scotch and Whiskey Society. We'll take apart their kit on air as we're talking, and we'll have some scotch and cigars for everybody that's watching.
And we can have a taste.
Yes, you can have taste. I will taste for everybody. I should be plateaued by the end of the show. It'll be great. Mr. Woods, always a pleasure to see you. We hope everything in South Africa does better than it's been. You know, because apparently because South
We have
Africans
an
are.
election coming up too.
Yeah, and you guys are telling Israel they have war crimes, which was kind of funny from your country. So,
Yeah.
and Morton's where the reindeers are. They have to be 7 years old to make baby reindeers. Who knew? And David is God knows where.
Just to ride them.
That's right. Yeah.
I've got so many
Yeah.
things to say on
So-
that, but
so
we'll probably be kicked off.
Norway,
of YouTube, so I won't.
where the men are men and the reindeer are nervous. There you go.
That's very
Yeah.
true. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you.
We will put in a whale for you as well if you don't.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, well, yeah, a dolphin sex. That's all. We're up for everything.
Yeah.
Guys, we will see you all next Saturday morning. Thank you for joining us and making your Saturday pleasurable. Don't forget, you check out our merch page. You can catch us wherever you get your podcasts. We're on everything for podcasts and here on YouTube every Saturday morning. Don't miss our other shows. There's a whole bunch of new shows coming out this year on our channel. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you like it, tell your friend. If you don't tell anybody. See everybody
Sorry,
next
Luke.
week. Cheers.
Sorry, Luke. Let's
You're a
go.
winner.
David, take us out.